Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going over the Week 15 NFL games. We're picking who's going to win and an update to the power rankings. This on another episode of... So to start us off, on Thursday Night Football, we got the 4-9 Atlanta Falcons taking on the 7-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh boy, Atlanta. Things are going downhill. You just lost to Seattle. You got blown out in the second half. You held them close for a half, but that doesn't really mean much. And Tampa, you lost to New Orleans, which is also pretty embarrassing. But I have little faith in Atlanta at this point. Even though Tampa's been ailing these past few weeks, I still think they have a playoff team somewhere in there, and I think Tampa Bay is going to win. Next, we got the 3-10 Cleveland Browns taking on the 9-4 Chicago Bears. Bears, tough loss to Green Bay, but you're still in the playoff hunt. Cleveland, you also lost, but to Tennessee of all teams. So I'm going with Chicago. Chicago's run games look great. Their offenses look good these past few weeks. Their defense has been playing pretty decent too. So I see no reason why Chicago can't win this game. Next, we got the 6-7 Baltimore Ravens taking on the 4-9 Cincinnati Bengals. Now, here's the thing. The Ravens lost to Steelers. They haven't been looking themselves this year. The Bengals, tough loss to Buffalo, but Buffalo's a good team. And I have faith in Joe Burrow when he's on the Bengals. So I'm picking Cincy here. Next, we got the 3-10 Arizona Cardinals against the 8-5 Houston Texans. The Arizona Cardinals, they lost pretty badly to the LA Rams, and the Houston Texans beat Kansas City in a must-win game. Now, I'm picking the Texans. It's mostly because of their defense. That offense, honestly, is pretty bad, but that defense is amazing, which I think will carry them in a game against a very flawed Cardinals team. Next, we got the 3-10 New York Jets taking on the 9-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jets, they lost versus Miami. No big surprise there. They are bad this year. Jacksonville Jaguars, they upset and beat up on the Indianapolis Colts. Though part of that, I think, was the fact that the Colts always lose when they visit the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. But I'm going Jacksonville. It's not that hard to pick them when they're going up against someone as bad as the Jets. Next, we got the 9-4 LA Chargers, fresh off their win over the Philadelphia Eagles, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 6-7 after losing to the Houston Texans. And honestly, good job, Chargers. You beat an impressive opponent there in Philly, even though Philly is flawed. Kansas City's reeling. I think it's time for the Chargers to put the last nail in the coffin, and I'm picking the Chargers to win this one. Next, we got the 9-4 Buffalo Bills taking on the 11-2 New England Patriots. The Bills, good win against Cincinnati, while the Patriots had a bye. So, the last time these two met, the Patriots won a pretty good game. I think it happens here again. They're in New England, and honestly, Buffalo's a little more flawed than New England at this point this season. Next, we got the 3-10 Washington Commanders taking on the 2-11 New York Giants. Now, the Commanders, they got shut out by the Minnesota Vikings of all teams, and honestly, them and the Giants are both equally flawed at this point, but I'm going to give it to the Giants because I think Jackson Dart is better than Marcus Mariota right now. Next, we got the 2-11 Vegas Raiders taking on the 8-5 Philadelphia Eagles. The Raiders, they lost to the Broncos. Unfortunate Raiders, I know, but you got a chance here against a reeling Eagles team who has just lost to the Chargers. Now, honestly, I'm going to pick the Eagles to win. I think this Raiders team is bottom tier, unfortunately. And I think even a team as messed up as the Eagles can beat Vegas. Next, we got the 9-3-1 Green Bay Packers taking on the 11-2 Denver Broncos. That Broncos defense is really good. It works very well against the Raiders. The Broncos, of course, beat the Raiders. And their offense, while not as impressive as the defense, still did a consistently good job. Now, the Packers, coming off their win against the Bears, they almost lost that game. It was very close, came down to the end, but they got the win. Who am I picking here? I'm picking Denver. That defense talks. It's stronger than the Packers defense. It's better. I think the Broncos steal a win away from the Packers here. Next, we got the 7-6 Carolina Panthers taking on the 3-10 New Orleans Saints. New Orleans upset Tampa Bay and stole a win, while Carolina was on bye. So, honestly, good job, Saints. You upset and beat the head of your division. But that doesn't mean I think you're beating the Panthers. In my opinion, honestly, the Panthers playing very good. Yes, they upset the Rams. They have some decent wins under their belt. I feel like the Panthers can win this one, beat the Saints, and improve to 8-6. Next, we got the 8-5 Indianapolis Colts taking on the 10-3 Seattle Seahawks. And here I got to go with Seattle. Their offense still looks great. Their defense looks even better, probably top 5 in the entire country. Indy just lost Daniel Jones for the season and is likely going to collapse starting from this upcoming week. So I got to go with Seattle because at least they have a quarterback. Next, we got the 2-11 Tennessee Titans taking on the 9-4 San Francisco 49ers. The Niners, they were on bye, and Tennessee unfortunately had a loss. And Tennessee unfortunately had a win against the Cleveland Browns, thus potentially ruining their tank for the top draft pick. But Tennessee, good job. You proved that you can get Cam Ward to win a game. On the other side of this, the Niners, I think, are the better team here. I feel like there's no real point in describing why, other than saying Christian McCaffrey, so Niners win. Next, we got the 8-5 Detroit Lions taking on the 10-3 LA Rams. Here, I'm going with LA. I think they're better on offense and defense than Detroit. With Detroit, I feel like it could be close. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, and others who I think are talented enough to give the Rams some trouble. Next, we got the 5-8 Minnesota Vikings taking on the 6-1 Dallas Cowboys. The Vikings, honestly, great win. You proved J.J. McCarthy could at least operate well in blowouts, where you destroyed what was ever left of the Washington Commanders. But honestly, Dallas coming off their Detroit loss, it's kind of a little disheartening for them, I bet. But I think Dallas wins. They got the better offense of the two. Their defense, while not being good, should hopefully give JJ enough trouble for them to get the win. And end out the week, we got the 6-7 Miami Dolphins versus the 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. Miami got a win against the Jets, and they've been looking good lately. But with a potential Devon Achane injury, and with the Steelers playing good, beating the Ravens last week, I got to go with the Steelers. And with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below. Comment what you think. I'll see you next time.